Welcome to 2.2 Vocab Notes and Extra Practice for your journal. Pages 35 to 37. I got that written down up here. Pretty short. This one's pretty quick. Not a lot of new stuff here. Really combining a couple of old skills. First off, vocab. Equivalent inequalities have the same. I got to get the right color up here. Solution set. So this is an example of them. Those equations look really different. 3x greater than, oops, I'm missing a number here. This should be an 18. Let's make all that black. I don't know what happened to that. Sorry about that. 3x is greater than 18. Still red, good. I can divide by 3, I get x greater than 6. This one over here, I add 3, x minus 3 greater than or equal to 3. Both of them have this solution set, x greater than or equal to 6. That makes them equivalent. Okay, properties that we're using. Addition property of inequality. I can add the same number to each side. So this is just giving you an example with some numbers. We know -3 is less than 2. I add 4 to each side. 1 is still less than 6. It didn't change it. Same thing over here with the -3. I added 3 to each side. 0 is still greater than -7. -3 was greater than -10. It doesn't change it. For variables, they're just showing adding the c to each side. So they're just adding that same number to each side right there. And same thing over here. And it doesn't change the inequality. Notice you got a greater than, less than, doesn't change it. There are some changes that come up in the next chapter with multiplication. This chapter is pretty much the same. Just a quick reminder, checking answers. On the number line, the number to the left is smaller than the number to the right. And don't forget, let me get pen black, to graph, get the variable on the left. Remember, so if you get 3 greater than or equal to 3 greater than or equal to x, we just flip that around into x less than or equal to 3, because that way the inequality is pointing in the way of our arrow. We have the same thing for subtraction. Here they're just showing with numbers, subtracting a number, and the inequality stays on both of these here. So they're showing the same thing with our over here. Hey, I subtract c from each side. I started with a greater than, I end with a greater than. Start with a less than, end with a less than. Same thing for the or equals. You can see it over here. They got their minus c's on there. So they got all that stuff out there. Same notes from before. I do have scrambled answer these. Solve your inequalities in graph. You've done this before. Oops, let's start on this one here. +3, +3. I get 0 is greater than h, just like we were doing and I showed earlier. This is going to go to h less than 0. When you do your number lines, 0 doesn't have to be in the center. I can put 0 anywhere I want. I can put the 0 right here. That would make this 2, -2, -4, -6. You've got to have at least 2 numbers down here to set the scale. I don't like to see every single number written out there. And then I usually graph these above it. Less than, that's open. It's going off here to the left. I don't graph it down here because if you do that in pencil, it's kind of hard to read on your papers. I wouldn't mark that wrong, but I usually do it above the line. Your choice. Make sure it's readable and I can see the answer. Looks like I got scrambled answers on the next page. I just have them. I don't have the graphs. I just got this. There's my answer. It's looking good. Okay. number 3 here. Well, the first things I've noticed, this is going to change to plus a positive, so I really have s plus 1 greater than or equal to 2, minus 1, s greater than or equal to 2. I forgot to mention, since this was a greater than, I used the open circle. Remember, no equals, I use an open circle. This one has the greater than or equal, I'm going to use a closed circle, but before that, s equals 2. Again, I can put the number, I can put 0 right in the center. I don't have to 0, 2, 4, 6, -2, -4. I don't like to write every number again. Too much work, doesn't add any extra information. I need at least 2 numbers down here. If you just do this, call that 0, it's going to get marked wrong. I don't know if it's positive to this side or negative. You've got to show that. Yeah, we always put positive to the right, but you don't do that there. Also, you have to get scales on there. How do I know you're not saying 6 there? You're going 0, 2, 4, 6. So close circle at 2. Arrows pointing to the right, it goes off that way. And we're done. Number 5, or number 6 here. So let's get our like terms together here. -7 plus 8p, that's going to give me a positive p. So that's going to be 15 plus p greater than 15 minus 2 is 13 minus 15. Come over here, p is greater than -2. So I'm going to put my 0 there, 2, -2, -4, -6. That's a greater than, that's an open circle, no equals. I got the variable on the left, it's pointing to the right, it goes off that way, and we're done. I have so last one, word problem. Write an equation, and step A is the big one. You have $15 to spend on groceries. You have $12.25 worth of groceries already in your cart. Write an inequality to represent how much money you can spend on groceries. I have 15. So that means I'm going to have to be less than or equal to $15. I can spend 15, I can't go over it. So that's going to go right there. M is how much more money I can spend on groceries. I've already spent $12.25. So that goes in like that. $12.25 plus M, which is how much more I can spend. Those two have to add up to 15 or less. Then I just solve it for part B, minus 12.25, minus 12.25. You got to add that this year, so I'm going to get M less than or equal to 3.75. Dollars are my units. There we are. This one should be answered in words. You have 3.75 or less left to spend on groceries. I don't know what world this person's living in, but $15 isn't a lot of money to spend on groceries. That's not going to get you very far in this world. So that should be something like, if it's your family, more like 150 is what your mom and dad are probably spending, especially in COVID, because they're probably going to the store less, so buying more when they're there. But that brings us to an end here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you. Have a good day. Where's my little ending thingy here? It's weird that it's not showing up.